Third of the way through the season. Here we go to week 7. Picking every game against the spread. 2 teams on byes, the Bills and Ravens. We got another London game, Rams, Jags. We got another Monday Night Football doubleheader, including Bucs and Lions.
Weren't the Bills on a bye Monday night?
Sure seemed like it. Oh no, Pete, your winning week streak just ended. 7-9 here. Comes Kyle, now over 500 for the season. And
I hit my best bet.
Ground.
I hit my best bet though.
These are tough to come by the way. Best bet wins this year.
You know, I was going into last night. I was sitting pretty, and I lost both games last night. Both games.
That happens when you turn the football over.
Yeah.
The worm always turns, Pete.
Yep.
Chris Hassel with Kyle Long and Pete Prisco. Going to pick every game against the spread beginning Thursday night with the Steelers and the Bengals. We'll call it the Mothball Bowl. Got that from you from earlier on HQ. Couple of old men, Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco.
They ain't old to me.
Well, no, not to you.
I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers here, and I think that the way that they have played football offensively has been a smart, conservative way to do it, and obviously you can get the most out of Aaron Rodgers when the time comes. 2-minute, end of half, end of game situations. But what they have going on with their tight ends and at the line of scrimmage is very real. Give me the Steelers in this one.
I love the way Rodgers is playing. I really do. And there were a lot of people who doubted whether he could get to that again. I wasn't one of them because what he did at the end of last season was really impressive for the Jets. And so he's playing at a high level. The offensive line, which has a bunch of young guys starting to come together. Defensively, there's some age on that defense, but they're playing better. You know, Dylan Gabriel didn't really threaten them last week. They'll be threatened more this week by the passing game with Joe Flacco. But I'm going to take the Steelers here as well. I think they're going to put up a nice offense. This is going to get a little loose. Not crazy loose, but a little loose. I think Aaron Rodgers will have a big day throwing the football.
Little loose.
Not big time loose.
Lowercase.
What did you think of Mike Tomlin coming out and saying he can't believe that the Browns would trade Joe Flacco to the Bengals?
Well, you might as well worry about your own business, right? Isn't that the old adage? If you were a head coach, if you ask him that question without, unsolicited, he would say, we'll worry about our own. Well, here he is worrying about somebody else's, which I don't understand.
You think he's scared? You think he's upset that he has to face Joe Flacco as a member of the Bengals?
No. I think it's there has to be a method to his madness because he's too good a football coach, so I'm not sure
he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I don't think Joe Flacco playing is really bothering him that much. He's trying to get under their skin.
There wasn't much of a difference with the Bengals with Joe Flacco.
He was better. He threw the ball a little bit down the field.
Yeah.
They still got smoked.
Anytime you get Jake Browning off the field, that's a good thing.
Both on the Steelers, but Pete also likes the lowercase loose over.
Yeah.
All right. It is time for our same game parlay. This is something that we don't do every week, but it's our same game parlay for Thursday Night Football, courtesy of DraftKings Sportsbook. We're all going to give a play in this game. We'll add them up, we'll parlay it, and we're going to get you something close to 10-1 here. Pete, give us your play in this one.
Rodgers over 210 passing yards. I think he's going to go for about 265 in this game, 270, and 3 touchdowns. I think he's going to play very well, so I got him over 210 passing yards.
What do we go back there? I was talking to producer Jack. I believe it's receptions, Chase Brown. I'm looking for
15+
receiving yards. So I know that this guy, Chase Brown's going to get the football a lot. They're going to be bearing down on old Joe, and I think Chase Brown gets the football.
Hope he remembers his playbook better than you remember your prop.
Well, I'm actually...
This is about the 48th prop I've done this week.
I'm going to take... I copied your work, Pete. I saw you had a couple of plays here, and I'm going to take one of them. At DK Metcalf, anytime touchdown. You can get plus money on that. Plus 125. You like that?
Yeah, I like that. By the way, I didn't understand the exercise. I thought we each had to give our own parlay. So I gave 2 picks, so you just happened to take one of mine.
Well, yeah, because you can only give one. So
this is a team effort.
So if one of those loses, it's your fault. It's not mine.
No, if the parlay wins, then I got 2 of the 3, and you have nothing.
Well,
you didn't
hang on, because we've got the producer leg to put on here as well. T. Higgins, 40+ receiving yards at -156. Do you like Higgins to go over 40?
Yeah, I think this game's going to get a little pass happy.
You did say lowercase loose.
Lowercase loose.
Which is fun.
Yeah. And so what's the odds on this?
Plus 850 if you parlay them all together. And that DK Metcalf, that's the only one that's plus money.
Yeah, that's why I like that one.
Well, why didn't you pick it? You picked the other one.
I wish we could.
No, I sent in 2, and Jack gave me that one, and you got the other one.
I wish there was a prop where we could pick over/under on Darnell Washington's weight for the day.
320.
Set the line at 305.
320.
DraftKings Sportsbook, the best place to bet touchdowns this season. New customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app and sign up with that QR code and use the code HQ. The crown is yours at DraftKings. All right, up next, we are going over to London again. How many times have Jacksonville heard that over the years? Goodness gracious. They will play the Rams, and we'll pick it next. Oh, this week across the pond, it's Matthew Stafford and the Rams, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Wembley Stadium in London, and the Jags know this trip all too well. Pete, do you know how many times they played an international game?
I don't know the number.
Yes.
20?
Not quite that many.
14.
This is the 14th. The 14th time. No other team has even played 10.
No.
14th time Jacksonville is
They've
doing
played
it.
twice at times over the years.
Yeah, well, they should feel at home, but they are underdogs against the Rams, who are laying 3 against Jacksonville.
Yeah, and this one's not surprising when you look at what happened last week to Jacksonville. They were beat up on the offensive line. Their offensive line had played really well. They'd only given up 6 sacks going into last week, and Seattle got 7. They didn't handle it. The left tackle was a disaster. Walker Little was terrible. Ezra Cleveland, who played very well at left guard, was a disaster. The right side wasn't much better. In fact, the best player was the rookie center who was filling in, John Monheim from USC. I think they'll be better this week blocking up front. And I'm worried about the Rams not having Nakua. That's big for them. It changes their offense. They don't stretch the field as it is. You need him to move the change. And I think Jacksonville will play much better on both lines than they did a week ago. I'll take Jacksonville.
I'm going to go with the coach with the proven track record over Liam Cohen, and I like Liam Cohen, but I'm going to go with the Rams here, and I think it's going to be a defensive statement game.
Coach and student, because remember he worked for him.
It's going to be the statement game for the defense for the Rams to have to travel out there to Europe and go play this football team. And obviously the Jags have a really good football team, and last week's game leaves a lot to be desired for the offensive line, but it doesn't get any easier against the Rams. I know the Seahawks defensive unit is great, but that front for the Rams is for real. Give me Los Angeles, even without Puka Nacua. Sean McVay is an incredible coach.
First time all season last week, Pete, the Jags didn't force a turnover, and they lead the NFL in forcing turnovers. Are you worried that could become a trend?
Well, they actually play pretty good defense, by the way. They gave up 2 big plays. One is Smith
20.
Yeah. And, I mean, they actually play pretty good defense. So that was more encouraging than the fact that they didn't get any turnovers, because sometimes turnovers can mask your inefficiencies on defense.
Hey, look at those takeaways. They were last in the NFL last season with 9 takeaways, 14 already this season, but 0 last week. That is your London game, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. NFL Today Plus. You guys in studio again this week.
Yeah, with the crew.
Hey, look, they didn't cut your head off this time.
That's good. Way to go, guys.
He made it.
Graphics.
Woo! Yeah.
Week 7.
Now we can see the top of his bald head.
10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Takes one to know one.
Every Sunday for 2 hours leading into the NFL Today. You can find it on HQ and Paramount Plus. All right, we're going to move to the Sunday early afternoon slate. The Chiefs laying the largest number of the weekend, coming off that big win against the Lions. All right, we're looking at the early slate on Sunday on CBS.
By the way, you always talk about comments.
Yeah.
I saw some comments about that. They don't like it.
Don't like it?
Yeah.
Really? I've seen the opposite.
Write us a letter.
Yeah.
Of course, Kyle sent that in.
The only comment I saw was that your left eye blinks too much. Let's pick them all, beginning with that Raiders-Chiefs game. That is the only spread this week that is more than a 1-score spread. It's the only spread that's double digits. It's 11.5 in
Might not be enough.
rivalry game.
Might not be enough, Haas, because
Don't
this
think so?
Chiefs team is coming, buddy. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're not coming. They're back.
The wheels fell off the wagon for a little bit relative to what we've seen from the Chiefs, but my oh my.
And here comes Rashee Rice.
They are back, and Rashee Rice back in the lineup is much bigger than people are making it out to be, because this guy was a true number one last year in the brief time that he was out there on the football field for Kansas City. I fully anticipate seeing them going downtown a lot. Obviously, you have the ability to stretch the defense with the number of skilled players you have back in that lineup, but it's the game at the line of scrimmage for Patrick Mahomes and this Chiefs offense that's so dangerous. You get the ball in the guy's hands 5 feet away from the line of scrimmage, you can make 3 guys miss, you're hitting your head on the goalpost. Love the Chiefs. They've got some questions defensively that they have to figure out, but that offense is rolling again.
I'm with you. Look, people called Mahomes a game manager, Leger. Called him a game manager last year. And the reason he was a game manager was because he didn't have speed. And teams played him with a force field at 15 yards, and you couldn't go past that. And now, what does he have? He has speed. Worthy has speed. Hollywood Brown can run, and now you get Rice in there. And couple that with an improvement on the offensive line. And, you know, Simmons didn't play at left tackle last week.
Our guy Moore was great.
He was fantastic. And the interior of the offensive line, which had kind of got off to a slow start, they're playing much better. You protect him, you have speed, he's back to being Mahomes. And when he's back to being Mahomes, he's going to roll up big numbers. The Raiders are not great on defense other than Max Crosby. He's fantastic, by the way, and plays every play like it's his last play, which I give him a ton of credit for. And on the offensive side of the ball, the Raiders are very limited. Geno Smith's not playing well. They are running the ball a little bit better with Genti, which is a good sign, but Geno Smith isn't playing that well. I think that, coupled with the fact that Mahomes is going to roll up a big number, I think this is a blowout. I'll take the Chiefs.
10 interceptions already for Geno. That's the most through 6 games for a quarterback in 5 years.
You think Seattle knew something?
I mean, looks pretty good with Sam Darnold there in Seattle right now. By the way, Mahomes has failed to cover in 7 straight divisional games, but these guys think that streak is going to come to an end by the Chiefs covering a big number against the Raiders. On CBS at 1 o'clock as well, how about this? Mike Vrabel.
Revenge.
Going back to Tennessee the week they fire the guy that they brought in to replace him. Mike Vrabel has as many wins this season, 4, as the Titans have since they fired him, 4.
Mike Vrabel's a good football coach. And did it get a little stale in Tennessee? Maybe. But what he does, he brings a toughness and a nastiness to a team. And I love that. And you know he's going in there with a chip on his shoulder. There's no question about that. That's who he is. But they are playing 3 straight road games.
Oh?
3 straight. Not 2, 3. They went to Buffalo, beat the Bills, went to New Orleans, didn't exactly blow out a so-so New Orleans team, and now you're out on the road again against a team that might get a little bit of a bump from a coach firing.
The dead cat bounce?
So in that scenario...
That's real, though.
It is real. In that scenario, I'm taking the Titans and the points. I don't think they're going to win the game, but you're giving me that point, that number of points, I'm taking it. I think they hang around. I think they play better. It's not going to be pretty, but they'll find a way to stay in the game. I'll take the points.
Drake May proved to a lot of people against the Buffalo Bills that he is the quarterback of the future for the New England Patriots.
No, he's the quarterback of the now.
He's the quarterback of the now and the future. We're on the same page, Pete.
Right, we love him.
But it's games like this that solidify that, you know, in the down weeks. You're playing against this Titans team. They just fired their coach. Everybody anticipates this being a butt whooping, but you got to go and play these guys because they're getting paid regardless. Or, you know, they're getting paid too. And you talked about that bump that you can get from a backup coach. It's the same thing with the backup quarterback. You know, guys are going to be on their P's and Q's. There are people playing this week for the Tennessee Titans that are trying to represent themselves well for the next season. They want to be part of this thing, okay? Cam Ward isn't always going to be on a bad team. Who's going to be around with him? We'll find out this week. That being said, I've got the Patriots.
What's Mike Vrabel's what's his pregame? Is it they did this to me or don't make me part of this?
I think he's this is about us guy, you know, because you can't replicate the things that they're working on and trying to establish as a culture.
He doesn't even talk about it?
I think it's probably being talked about enough to where he doesn't even have to mention it. The guys just know. He's got the right guys in that building.
Yeah.
Well, if they get to 5-2, it'll be their most wins in a season since the 22 season. It's been that long for the Patriots. Yeah.
Bill Hulu.
Are they not going to build that statue after all?
Well, I mean, certainly not as a general manager after what he left behind.
All right, so you guys are on opposite sides of that one as you look at what Drake May has done this season.
I'll be giving you a phone call there on this one.
3rd quarterback ever with 70% completion percentage, 250-plus passing yards per game through 6 games of his first or second NFL season. That's a mouthful, but the other 2 quarterbacks, Kurt Warner and Joe Burrow. That's all you need to know. All right, moving on to Dolphins and Browns. Titans just fired their coach. I mean, if the Dolphins lose this game, and they're not favored to win, it's hard to imagine Mike McDaniel keeping his job much longer.
This is the dog game of the week. Okay, these two teams are the down near the bottom.
At the dog pound, too.
At the dog pound. Dog game at dog pound. And one team can play defense, and one team just doesn't tackle, doesn't do anything on defense. The Browns play really good defense, and I think that shows up in this game. You look at the other side of the ball. My gosh, that defense just gets gashed in the run game every single week. They can't stop anybody. They're terrible. The holes are enormous. I think even with Dylan Gabriel throwing the ball 50 times last week, which was way too many, he'll cut that down. They'll run the football. I'll take I'll take Cleveland in this game, and Mike McDaniel's in trouble. 2.5
points. Take a look at the Dolphins and the way they've lost football games. Chris is laughing at me. The way the Dolphins
you were drawing something the whole time.
No, I'm listening to him and I'm thinking. It takes a lot of brain power to think when you come with me. It is a spaceship, and it could be the Dolphins in the future. No, seriously, 2.5 points. I think the Dolphins keep this thing within one possession. Give me the Miami Dolphins. It's just, a lot of guys are going to have to play really well for this to happen, but I think they got the better quarterback for the Miami Dolphins right now.
They have the better quarterback.
And that matters
they have the better
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So give me the Dolphins. Maybe not to win the game, but to cover 2.5 points. It's the old field goal game.
You're going to thread that needle, right?
Yes, you have to.
This would snap a streak of 13 straight games of the Browns being an underdog. So it's been a long time, almost a full year.
Which tells you a lot about the Miami Dolphins.
Everybody in America has had something to say to or about Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, how would you feel about that as a team?
I would say this. It's true you are telling on yourself when you're saying that players aren't going to the players-only meeting. You are the quarterback. You have a C on your chest. You probably are the guy that organized the damn thing. Let's make sure there's a roll call at the beginning and people get there on time. I just would have not said anything about it, but Tua has a point to prove this week. He's got a lot riding on this football game.
He also called, like I said earlier, he called out the entire team.
He says he should have named names.
Name names. If you're going to call somebody out,
if you go and do that.
Right, name the names.
Do it all the way.
Right. Otherwise, it's a blanket indictment of the entire roster, and it's not fair to everybody.
No, it's been a really rough year for the Dolphins, who are now, second to last? I think.
Can we get McDaniel some pants?
Some pants that go down past his ankles?
Yeah, but that's cool, though. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Cool shoes, cool pants.
Cool glasses.
Those
not
three
cool
games,
discipline.
Early window on CBS this Sunday. This is the early window. The late window is going to consist of a really interesting matchup between the 5-1 Colts and 4-2 Chargers.
Proving time.
Well, you'll get the Giants and Broncos. We still have to pick those games in just a few minutes. All right, coming up, the other 1 o'clock games, including the Eagles looking to stop the bleeding and maybe do a little something on offense. Goodness, they've lost 2 straight games, and they've been outscored big time the last 5 quarters.
The sky is falling.
Is it? Maybe. All right, looking at some 1 o'clock early slate games on Sunday. You've got the Eagles at the Vikings. The Jets trying to pick up their first win of the season against the Panthers. And how about your Chicago Bears going for another victory? You're looking to get to 4-2 after a great
feeling good
Monday night comeback against the
Don't
Kansas.
feel too good. That guy Rattler can play.
He's playing well.
Look out, he'll bite you.
Let's
make it really bad. Really bad. All right, Chris Hassel with Kyle Long and Pete
Get the
Prisco.
anti-venom out.
Jeez. Eagles and Vikings. J.J. McCarthy is practicing for the Vikings this week, but they haven't said anything about him coming back or being a starter. Or
Wally Pipp?
No. But what are they doing with this? If he is healthy and he's back starting again, they keep saying they want to see how his lower body is working through the mechanics because he had.
Why do you laugh at that?
Because I don't believe it. I don't believe him. Either he is your quarterback or he's not. So make a decision.
But what if he's still a little bit hurt?
If he's back practicing, is he still hurt?
If you're practicing, you ain't hurt.
Okay, so what are they doing? What are they doing? Okay, you decided he was going to be your quarterback. He gets hurt. He comes back. Shouldn't he be the quarterback? Let's not also forget they sent Sam Darnold packing because they thought he was going to be their quarterback, and now you're going to settle on Carson Wentz?
And Daniel Jones, too.
It makes no sense.
Daniel Jones is in the building.
Right. It makes no sense. So if he's back healthy, he should be the starting quarterback. They have to find out what he is. They have to let him play through all of his stuff, whatever it is, because he's their starting quarterback of the future. Carson Wentz isn't your future, so find out if he is indeed that. Now, does Carson Wentz give him a better chance to win right now? I don't know about that. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
it does.
Carson Wentz isn't good either, though.
They're stuck between a rock and a hard place right now at the quarterback.
You think they want Sam Darnold back?
Dude, unbelievable. And you know what? This is probably the hardest game of the week for me to pick.
It's a tough game to pick.
Because I don't know who the hell the Eagles are anymore. And that was a team that I used to be able to set my watch to. I mean, the way they run the football, the way they get after quarterbacks at the line of scrimmage. They haven't been able to run the football. Jalen Hurts looks like a deer in the headlights. The offensive coordinator, Patullo, seems to be disjointed with the way he sees the game versus the way his stars see the game. And it starts with the offensive line. And, you still got Mailata and Lane Johnson out there on the field, but when you take away the guards, and now the strength of that football team, which was the double teams of the run game, that goes away. I mean, you don't have a million reps with the guy you're playing
Take it up for the
now.
guards again, Ari.
The guards are the most important ones out there, dude.
You know I love guards.
Because where do the quarterbacks have to sit? Right there behind that friggin' fence that you build with the guards and the centers. Tackles, they run guys by, okay? And if you're worth your salt, you can run them by. You got to play behind the guards. They don't have that run or pass right now, but I'm still picking the Eagles, okay? I'm still picking the Eagles because, in my opinion, Saquon Barkley's still on the field, right? Last time I checked,
Not doing much.
You're not giving him the ball enough.
But they will. They will give him the ball, and I think they win this game.
By the way, Milana's not playing as well as he normally does either, so that compounds the problems of not having the guard defender. Well, I love the guard defender. But I'm a guard defender too, so I can't say
You have to be.
I love guards. By the way, the Eagles at some point will turn and hand it off to Barkley 25 times and say, this is how we are going to win football games.
What are they waiting for?
And this is the week.
Yep. Okay.
This is the week. Give him the damn ball. Jalen Hurts, without Barkley running the football, can't win games on his own. He just can't. He's not going to. That's not who he is. In that offense, when he can run and move and throw off the run, then he can win games. They have to be able to run the ball. This is the week. I'll take the Eagles as well.
It's a staggering drop-off for Saquon Barkley. He's averaging 71 fewer yards per game than last season. That would be the largest decrease in NFL history.
Well, he did have a lot of carries on his body last year too.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it with Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
starting to.
Well, he had a good game last week though.
All right, let's go to Panthers and Jets, and the Panthers are favored. How about this? It's the first time they're a road favorite since Matt Rule was the head coach back in 2022.
Wow,
Matt Rule.
That's a long time. That's a long time ago, and I'm surprised they're favored in this game, to be honest with you. Look, I don't think the Jets are very good, and Carolina's done a lot of really good things running the ball. Their offensive line is physical. You talk about guards. Their guards get after it. They're tough. They're big. They're strong. And Rico Dowdle is running wild. But he's been running wild against the Miami run defense, which is worst in the league, and the Dallas run defense, which is average giving up 175 yards a game the past three. They're not going to do that against the Jets. For that reason, I will take the Jets. I thought their defense played better last week against Denver. Denver didn't run the ball. I don't think Carolina runs it like they've been running it. I'll take the Jets in this spot.
Bro, I was so confused and disgusted to see the end of the first half clock management.
Terrible.
For Justin Fields and Coach
What was
Aaron
Aaron Glenn doing?
They're sitting around like they've seen an alien.
It was unbelievable. You fake a punt and then you don't go?
I'm screaming at the TV. What
Me
the heck's
too.
going
Were
on?
you
People
an
in our
idiot?
studio were looking at me like, is everything okay? I'm like, no, it's not okay. And for that reason, I'm going to pick the Panthers because they run the hell out of the football. Ike Ekwonu's over there just murdering people at the left tackle position.
Got a lot better.
Give me the Panthers. They're going where it matters. And that guy, Bryce Young, I think it was 158.3 to finish the football game. That's where you want to be as a rating.
As long as you can run the ball, he'll be fine.
Yep.
But you have the Jets winning as well,
Winning the
right?
game.
So that
I
would
think
be
they win the game.
That'd
First
be the
win.
last winless team
Yep.
to pick up a victory. All right. Saints and Bears. And here we go. Bears are starting to boogie. My dad's feeling it.
Well, go ahead. I want
You
to
go first.
hear the homer go.
I'll say this about the Chicago Bears. Great job last night. Great win. Hostile environment. Second-year quarterback for a second-year quarterback. But you better send your thank you and your gift basket to some of those players who are responsible for turning the football over, okay? Good win, but I'm cautiously optimistic about this Bears team. That being said, I am picking the Bears in this game. It is a home game. You get an opportunity to go back in front of that crowd. And I'll also say this about the Saints. Kellen Moore can coach, dude. Kellen Moore can coach.
Yep.
Spencer Rattler can play quarterback in this league. I think he'll be the Saints quarterback next year. And in addition, take a look at the Eagles. You know, they might be missing our guy Kellen Moore right now. So it'll be a competitive game. The Saints are a tough team. They're in all these games, but the Bears will win the football game.
And what
cover?
about the number?
And they'll cover. I got the Bears.
Okay. Yeah,
Minus 5.5.
I think it'll be tough for a while, and then they'll pull away in the end. I think Caleb Williams has gotten so much better. Everything has slowed down for him. His feet have slowed down. You can see the game has slowed down for him, and he's playing much better. Ben Johnson deserves a lot of credit for that. They ran the ball. That was big. Getting Swift going in the run game and the pass game was enormous for that offense. I think they'll come out. They'll be sluggish to start the game. Anytime these teams win big games, particularly on a Monday night, you come back on a Sunday, it's hard to get back up again. They'll be sluggish, but in the end, they'll find a way to cover this number.
Especially against a team like the Saints.
Right.
You know, this
They're
is
tough.
kind of that letdown. You know,
And if Saints
don't be
tough.
fooled. There's
Right.
no terrible teams out there except for the Jets.
There's no good teams either.
Except for the Jets.
Except for the Jets.
But this ain't the Jets.
Pete has the Jets winning this week.
I know he does.
Yeah.
I'm going
as
to pray
we
for you,
saw.
Pete.
Let's recap.
I'm on an island.
1 o'clock
The Jets
Eastern
Island.
time picks from Pete Prisco and Kyle Long. And they agree on Kansas City, minus the 11.5. That's the biggest number of the week by far. They both like the Eagles, minus 2.5 to get off the schneid and snap that 2-game losing skid. And both like the Bears, minus 5.5. All right, when we come back, this is an interesting one on CBS in the late window. It's the Colts trying to get to 6-1 in LA against the Chargers. Let's look at the late slate Sunday. Late slate
Like it.
is fantastic, but that doesn't rhyme. CBS games, Colts at Chargers, good. Giants at Broncos,
Good.
Interesting.
Physical.
Interesting. And 4:25 Eastern, we got the Commanders at the Cowboys
Skillful.
and the Packers at the Cardinals.
Questionable.
Look at you. Look at you.
Kyle Long,
Dude, the
Pete Prisco.
Packers, man. We'll get into the Packers.
We will. We'll start, though, with the Colts and Chargers. Colts' best start, Pete, since that 14-0 team back in 2009 with Peyton Manning.
And I keep hearing these comparisons of Daniel Jones and stats compared to Peyton Manning. Please don't do that. Can we not do that? Don't do that. Stop it. Daniel Jones has played well. Don't get me wrong. I give him a lot of credit.
Didn't we compare him to Kurt Warner last week?
Yeah, and don't do that either. But he's played well, and I give him a lot of credit for the way he's played. He's actually looks comfortable in this offense. And people have said he's in the MVP conversation. He's not the MVP of his own team. He just isn't. Jonathan Taylor is. And we know what they want to do. They want to run the ball and throw off that run. And that offensive line, by the way, Quentin Nelson has been a really good player at times in his career. Last couple of years, not as good. This year, he is mauling dudes. And the center, our paisan, Bordolini, playing very well. The right guard, Conclave's playing very well. And the tackles are good. This is a good offensive line. They can run the ball. They take the pressure off Daniel Jones. And on the flip side, they've got big guys on defense who can get after the quarterback as well. I like this team a lot. This is a proving game. I don't know how good they are. They've beat the Dolphins, they beat the Titans, they beat the Raiders, and they beat the Cardinals, who didn't have their starting quarterback and were pushed to the brink by that Cardinals team at home. They go out to the Chargers and play this game. This will be a prove-it game to me. If they win this game and handle the Chargers, I'm going to sit here and say the Colts have arrived, they're for real. But if they don't, the doubts come back in. And I think the Chargers are going to play well in this game. I think Herbert will be able to put up numbers against this team. He's fantastic. We saw him go get a game-winning drive last week against Miami. I think he plays well enough to win it. This will be a fun game. I think we will see a lot of points in this game, but I'll take the Chargers to win it.
When I was in the league, there were certain games the night before the game you just knew it was going to be a salt mine style game. And what I mean by that is we're going to take these guys down to the salt mine. We're going to see how hard they want to work and for how long. And I know that Jim Harbaugh is preparing his football team to stop our guy Jonathan Taylor, who you and I are both in agreement on not only being the MVP on that team, but I have him in the top 3 of MVP in the National Football League. I know he doesn't play quarterback, but that operation doesn't happen without the running back. And as it pertains to Quentin Nelson having another career year, you got to just take a look at what was surrounding Quentin Nelson over the course of the last few years. And a guy like that, to be able to get up physically every single day and try to be the best version of himself, it's tough to do when you know it's in a losing effort. The Colts, the light at the end of the tunnel is the light of day now. So for a guy like Quentin Nelson, he can really let it all hang out. I love the way he plays the game. That offensive line is a huge part of the success of Daniel Jones. That being said, I got the Colts in this one. I think they got the dudes to go handle it on both sides of the ball up front, and Daniel Jones has played really well.
You've worked at a salt mine. I never knew that about you.
Where are some?
I got that from Creed Humphrey, by the way,
Oh.
center for the Kansas City Chiefs. He used to get up at the front of the room and say, you know, it's a salt mine game.
I remember the salt miner's daughter, don't you, Pete?
No,
That was
coal miner's
that
daughter.
set the tone. That set the tone for what was going to happen.
All right, if you don't get that game on CBS, maybe you'll get this one in the late window, 4:05 Eastern. Giants at Broncos, and we just talked Chargers. Chargers and Broncos are tied atop that division right now.
This is another physical game. When you look at the way that the Giants have manufactured offense,
Scataboo,
it's
baby.
just through sheer physicality, willpower, and psychosis from that running back. And their quarterback has the entire locker room believing in what they have going on. And when they made the move from the other guy to this guy, Jackson Dart, you know, I made comments about the other guy, but where I should have led is just more Jackson Dart, because I know the impact a guy like him can have on a locker room. They have a sense of belief now, and even with Malik Neighbors going down a couple weeks ago, this offense has a fighting chance. There's still big plays that are out there that haven't been made yet, and even like a couple weeks ago, you saw some of these deep shots. I mean, Daboll wants to go fireworks show with this guy Jackson
Daboll
Dart.
loves him.
They have to be able to
He
connect
loves him.
on those, particularly against this Broncos team. It's going to be a physical game. That being said, I got the Giants, okay? I got the Giants in this one to cover that number. I don't think they win outright, but I think they keep it very close.
I love what Dart has done for this team. He's given him life. You know, Russell Wilson didn't give him any life. He's just not what he's going to do, despite the fact he had all that stuff for the teammates before the game, his little workout room, and come spend time with me. It wasn't real.
What do you think about that, Pete?
It wasn't real. This is real. They believe in this guy. But this is a real challenge for a rookie quarterback to go play that defense on the road. And that defense is special. They get after the quarterback. Nick Bonito's been fabulous. The corners are going to lock up guys. They don't really have real threats on the outside. I think it's going to be a problem for Dart. And here's a little message for Jackson Dart. I love what you've done. You're a great quarterback. You're fun to. You're going to be a really good player.
Get down.
Stop running. Stop running as much. You can run, but get down. And don't go one and run. And by that I mean take a look at your one option and get out of there. Let it develop. 1, 2, 3, and then get out. Although this week he might not have time to do that because his pass rush is pretty good. I like Denver. I will say this about the Broncos. I'm worried about their offense. I think it's time to allow Bo Nix to stand in there and throw the ball down the field. Everything they do is boot out, get him on the move, get him there, and it cuts the field in half, and it limits the chances for the big play. I think if he can do it, which we don't know because they don't let him do it much, let him stand there and throw the ball down the field.
I would argue this is the wrong game to tell your rookie or to get your second-year quarterback to stand in the pocket because those maniacs in the rush group from the Giants. I would say if I'm an offensive lineman playing against this Giants team, I'm saying cut the field in half, run,
It limits
boot.
what they do. It really limits.
You're right.
Their passing game.
In the big scheme of things, you want your quarterback to be able to sit back there and play quarterback, not play point guard, not play high-low read every snap.
Right. He had one throw over 20 yards last week. One. I mean, the ball's got to go down the field.
But I beg you, let's run naked and let's run boot 100 times against this team because I don't want to pass block any of these suckers.
Probably on the other side too, a little bit.
Yes, 100%.
The Broncos are on pace right now to shatter the 85 Bears sack record, by the way. They already have 30 sacks this season. I know we're playing more games now than we did then, but
and
still.
also don't compare them to the 85 Bears either.
They're on pace to break that
but
sack record.
That's the greatest pass rush of all time, bar none. Don't compare them to them.
Okay, I'll stop comparing things to from Pete's childhood.
Yeah, here's
Sorry, Pete.
Inner child Pete is getting pissed off.
Childhood? I was like in my 20s then. What are you talking about?
Nobody was better than John Havlicek.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there were a lot of people better than John Havlicek.
Broncos
Pete.
have won 8 straight at home, by the way. That's the longest home winning streak in the NFL. Let's go to 4:25 Eastern. Cowboys home underdogs to the Commanders. And look at that number. It keeps climbing.
Oh, yeah.
54.5, Peter.
They're going to get Eberf loose.
You think it's going to get loose? What'd you say?
Eberf loose.
loose. I like that. I like that. This is going to get really loose. Look, anybody who plays the Cowboys, it's going to get loose. They're terrible on defense. They can't stop anybody. And by the way, and I said this the other night, if Micah Parsons was there, it wouldn't really matter. They're getting run on. What's he going to do? He's not going to stop the run. That's not what he does. And so I think you're going to see Washington go in there, even on a short week on the road. That's tough to do. But I think they're going to go in there, and Daniels is going to play better than he did on Monday night. He turned the ball over on Monday night. Those were bad turnovers. 3rd and 1 in the gun. Did you like that? I didn't like that.
Troy Aikman blamed it on the weather. And then Caleb Williams dropped the ball, and Troy was like, you got to focus on that ball.
It's not the weather. It wasn't the weather. It was just
By the way, I love Troy. He does a great job.
Yeah, it was just a bad play call in 3rd and 1. I didn't like it. But he turned the ball over, and he can't do that consistently. He won't do it. This team isn't good on defense. And I think on the other side of the ball, this might get really loose because Dak Prescott can score. And the one thing about the Commanders, they give up a ton of big plays. They don't tackle very well. You saw that on the Swift touchdown Monday night. So lots of points, but I'm going to take the Commanders in this
That
one.
was bad, right there on the sideline.
Terrible. And they've done it all year long.
You got a guy on the sideline. Go shoot your gun, man. Use the sideline as a defender.
They're 24th, I think, in yards passing against. That's bad.
After the performance that I saw from the Commanders last night, shooting themselves in the foot with the turnovers at home in primetime in a game that was very winnable for them, I fully anticipate them having to go, let's get to the next game as quickly as possible. You know what I'm saying? You want that taste out of your mouth, and who better than to go against than that defense for the Dallas Cowboys? Give me the Commanders in this one. Jaden Daniels is special. Guys like Zach Ertz continuing to show up for this group. We were talking about Zach Ertz before this thing. Yeah. It's like he is the timeless, ageless wonder for the Commanders.
You should have hit him on the opening drive. He was wide open on the interception.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Next time.
Commanders better win because they've got the Chiefs after that, then the Seahawks, then the Lions.
By the way,
really tough schedule.
Doesn't minus 1.5 look fishy a little bit? Are we getting the line thrown to?
What you think they should be favored by more than
3 or so?
Really?
Yeah.
I think 3.5 is a good number.
Yeah, doesn't that look? We're getting
3.5. Okay.
You want to know why it's 1.5? It's because this guy George Pickens and Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Because
they're playing good football.
Must-see television.
They're great. It's fun to watch. And he knows he takes the field every single week knowing he's going to have to put up big numbers.
Yeah, they're averaging on their last 3 games well over 30 points per game, but only 1 win in those 3 games because of
you can't give up 250 yards on the ground, buddy.
All right, the other game at 425 is Packers and Cardinals. And Pete, you're back on that Packer bandwagon. You got them all the way up to number 2 in your power rankings.
Well, I started them up there, so I think they're a good football team. I don't think we've seen the best of this team yet either. No. Not even close. They've had so many injuries. Talk about teams that have been decimated by injuries. They've had a ton of them. Guys in and out of the lineup. I still think, you got Golden going last week, which was important. I think going forward, he's going to become more of a factor in the passing game. They're really good on 3rd down, by the way, on offense. They're almost impossible to stop. They've done a great job on 3rd down. I think they're going to continue to get better on offense. The defense is improving. Where's Micah Parsons, by the way? Anybody want to answer that question?
He's amongst a sea of offensive linemen every time.
He's got to be better. You're Micah Parsons. You got to be better than what he's been. And I haven't watched the tape from last week, but he got blocked. He got held a couple times too. But he's got to be better. This defense, I thought a guy like Cooper, the linebacker Edgerrin Cooper, would take a next step and be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Hadn't happened. Quay Walker hadn't played as well. They just haven't really gone to where I thought they would be, but it's coming. Like the Chiefs, it's coming.
Yeah.
And I think this is a week for them. I think Jordan Love plays well. I'll take the Packers.
I've got the Packers as well. And like you said, we have yet to see the best of this Green Bay Packers team. And something tells me that a version of them is going to show up when the time really matters the most. And they're going to play really well. But I think this week it doesn't require their best. Give me the Packers to cover that number, though.
One thing that we got to keep an eye on for them is Christian Watson's going to be coming back soon. And when I was there in the summer, he was running already, which was amazing, coming off the ACL. They need him. He's a field stretcher. And the other guys are all kind of the same. They're the underneath guys, although Golden will be that eventually. They need Christian Watson back on the field.
Who do you think we see at quarterback for the Cardinals?
Kyler. Well, Kyler's.
You think he'll come back?
It's early in the week. I mean.
It's tough picking these games on Tuesday.
Yeah,
yes.
But if he's cleared, he's playing. And despite the fact that there's this idea out there that Brissett was good enough that maybe Kyler Murray should sit on the bench. That's absurd.
That's not real life.
Come on. Let's stop that. Everybody gets so enamored with the backup quarterback. He comes in, he plays. Look, nobody. They didn't prepare for him, really. I mean, give me a break. You are what you are. You are what you are. You're a backup quarterback. Kyler Murray's a starter. But having said that, when he comes back, if he comes back this week or when he comes back, he's got to play better.
Or this could be his final year with the Cardinals?
Could be.
All right. Those are the late afternoon games. A couple of them on CBS, a couple on Fox. Here are the picks from Pete and Kyle. And agreements on Washington, -1.5 in Dallas.
Washington?
Washington. W-O.
Rick Spielman used to say it that way.
My father-in-law says it that way.
Must be a Midwest thing.
Yeah, it is. Packers -6.5 at the Cardinals. A lot of people saying Warsh up there in Wisconsin, too, I think. All right, coming up, 49ers banged up. They still have Christian McCaffrey. When will Brock Purdy come back? They just lost their first game with Mac Jones, and now they've got to face the Falcons, who are coming off a huge win. All right, looking at the prime time game on Sunday night. Oh, man, Bijan Robinson.
Star power.
Oh. Who's the better running back in this game, Bijan Robinson or Christian McCaffrey?
Come on, what year
Who
is it?
I mean, 3 years ago was Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Right now it's Bijan.
Is it?
Yes.
Or Bijan.
Really?
What's he change his name to every day? What's his name right now?
Bijan.
No, it's not.
It's Bijan, right?
Bijan.
Bijan.
I think he changed it again.
Bijan.
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 Bijan Robinson?
Bijan. Bijan.
It's Bijan.
Bijan.
It's Bijan. Put a little Dijon on it. That's Kyle, and that's Pete. Let's pick this one. Falcons coming off a couple really big wins. They've beaten some good teams this season. 49ers, Mac Jones, you said it. You are what you are. He kind of turned into a pumpkin last week.
Well, he did some really good things in that game and then made a couple of bad decisions. But when I look at this 49ers team, they have just been depleted of their stars.
Fred Warner now.
I mean, Fred Warner and
Brutal.
Nick Bosa are the lifeblood of their defense. They really are. And when you look at them, taking away Nick Bosa is one thing, taking away Fred Warner, because he's the best coverage linebacker in the league, and he's one of those guys that can do so many different things, and it opens up the middle of the field. But I think this is one of those spots for Kyle Shanahan. I really do. And you have a young team in Atlanta. Young. A lot of young players on the team. Off a big win, out on the road. That sometimes can be a really bad combination. It's going to challenge Raheem Morris this week to get that group back up again. And I think it's going to show up here. I think Mac Jones or Purdy, whatever, how they do it, whatever plays is going to be able to scheme up some stuff to throw. Look, when you have an aggressive defense, and we saw that Monday night against Buffalo. They get after the quarterback. They attack. They blitz. When you do that, the best thing to do is throw back across the way, get them flowing one way, get the tight end leaking out the other way.
Fire with fire.
And I think Kyle Shanahan's the best at that. I think they'll find a way. I'm taking the 49ers.
I'll start with the offensive side of the ball for the Atlanta Falcons. It is so pretty to watch a left-handed quarterback boot left. It's so nice to see a big guy like Drake London be a mismatch on anybody who could cover him. It is incredible to watch Bijan Robinson get the football and just show that he has otherworldly skill relative to the best athletes on the planet. And I was just racking my brain about which guys in the league I think are in that conversation. It's got to be like Bijan Robinson, Myles Garrett, maybe Justin Jefferson. Who else is just such an anomaly physically? But they've got a couple X-Men down there in Atlanta. And to your point, going on the road, beating a really good football team is going to be very tough. But I think they do it. And the reason they do it is because of that pass rush. Those young guys you mentioned, they got a taste of the blood last week, and they're going to get an opportunity to go get after some quarterbacks, maybe one quarterback this week. Give me the Falcons in this game.
All right, Falcons and 49ers Sunday night football. Of course, you can always listen to Kyle on the Pushing the Pile podcast. What'd you push out today?
Today we pushed out a number of things.
Really
We got Mike Renner's draft segment talking about some young linebackers. We got I was talking about offensive line stuff, the screen game, a lot of cool stuff.
Okay, Pushing the Pile podcast with Kyle Long, Mike Renner, JP Acosta, and others. Scan that QR code. It'll take you right there. All right, we've got another double Monday nighter. It's like every week we've got two Monday night games.
They own it.
Well, one of them's a really good matchup. Lions, Bucs, maybe an NFC Championship game preview. All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight. Monday Night Football. This is a Let me hang on. Is it a double header or a double dipper this week?
It's a double whammy.
Double whammy!
Wow.
Whammy! Bucs, Lions, Texans, Seahawks.
Ooh.
Those are the two games, and they are separated by 3 hours. So we will call that a doubleheader, that Texans-Seahawks game,
which
late night.
Power rankings won't get filed until like 1 in the morning.
Which is all you care about, right?
Hey, it's good for me. It's good for me.
Hey, speaking of power rankings, Bucs, Lions. Lions were number 1 last week. Bucs number 1 this week, and they're playing each other on Monday night.
And this is going to be fun to watch. We talk about a game where it's going to get loose. This is it, right? Boom,
That's
boom,
it.
boom, boom.
Like
down
that
the
Jonathan Gannon video. He's like, pew, pew, pew.
So if it's like 9 o'clock on Monday and it's 9-7, just think about me, right?
Oh, boy.
No, this one's going to get really loose. I can't see any way it does not. I mean, the way the Bucs offense is playing, Baker Mayfield playing at a high level, all those injuries in the secondary for the Lions, and they had problems last week covering the Chiefs receivers. I think they're going to have problems covering whatever receivers, whoever's out there. And it looks like Mike Evans might be back this week for the Bucs. That would be enormous. And on the flip side, Jared Goff at home, he can light things up. The Bucs will have problems stopping that offense as well. So I look for a lot of points. And I really do think that this is going to be up and down. Last one with the football wins. I think the Lions might win the game, but I think the Bucs with the number, that's the play. I'll take the Bucs.
So much of what the Lions do when they have success is predicated on dominating from B gap to B gap. So guard, center, guard. In the run game, in the play action game. Those guys they're playing against for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, especially on the inside.
Vita Vea.
Oh, my God,
man.
okay? That is scary to watch as an offensive lineman. So I will tell you this. If you're going to be watching one thing in this football game, watch right there at the ball, the snap of the ball. Who is winning that line of scrimmage? It's going to be tough sledding for that Lions group. I'm going to be picking the Buccaneers because the guy who is the MVP right now is Baker Mayfield. He plays on the Bucs, and you said it. Mike Evans might be back in there. If Buka's getting his thing MRI'd this week, get Mike Evans in there.
Do you like the Bucs with the points, but who do you think wins the game?
That's tough. I like the Bucs with the points.
Yeah, I like the Bucs with the points, but I think the Lions win the game.
Don't you think we're getting fish hooked here? Vegas is begging you to take the Bucs.
I can smell a Montgomery explosive run in the 4-minute that leads the Lions to win at home.
But by a field goal?
Something like that.
Yeah.
You do the math.
Well, three is less than 5.5.
You get into the 5 range, I'm out.
Look at these injuries. I mean, it's just wild
It's
what the
incredible.
Bucs have been able to do without all of these guys.
By the way, the right side of the line right there, that's the tackle and the guard. That's who they are. Then you got all those 4 receivers.
Yep.
And then you got the 2 corners, because Morrison probably would have been starting at some point now. Dean still starts. Cansey was going to have a big-time year for me and Bucky Irvin. I mean, it's incredible. And all we ever hear about is other teams' injuries. We never hear about the Bucs injuries.
The Bucs draft well. They bring football
Jason Light
players
does a great
in,
job. He does a great
and
job.
they're ready to go.
Your MVP at this point, Pete, is Baker Mayfield?
Absolutely.
Kyle, what do you think?
Yes, and it will be Patrick Mahomes in about 2 weeks. He'll be number 1.
Patrick
think
Mahomes,
so?
Patrick Mahomes is really going to pick it up in the next couple weeks.
That's a sick man. That's a sick puppy out there.
I
in
agree.
Kansas City.
Hey, the Lions don't lose back-to-back games. It's been 50 games since they've lost back-to-back. 11 straight times they've won following a loss.
Which is why I pick them to win and the Bucs to cover.
Lions to win, but Bucs to
Smart guy.
cover the 5.5.
See, the 5.5.
That's at 7 o'clock Eastern time on Monday.
There's also a different version of Baker Mayfield that shows up on the road, and we saw it in Seattle. And
He was great in
We
Seattle.
saw how pissed off
Oh,
he
I
was.
love
an edge
that.
to him?
I love
Dude,
that.
you want to talk about an edge?
No, he has an edge to him, no matter where he
But
plays.
you put
on
him
the
in an
road.
away crowd,
Oh my God!
and people saying you suck.
I love that because that guy was on him and riding him, and he just gave it right
That
back.
guy's been in that tunnel forever. He
And
yelled
it-
at me too.
And then he remembered. Did you yell?
We
back?
had Jimmy Clausen. We didn't have Baker Mayfield, so I didn't say much back to
You
him.
didn't yell back to him?
No.
Oh, I would have yelled. I couldn't hold my tongue.
No.
I would have been brutal.
I had Michael Bennett and Cliff Averill and
No, I
Meebane
know.
over there
Yeah, you don't want to deal
trying
with
to
those.
kill my quarterback.
That's our East Coast game on Monday Night Football. Out on the West Coast, Seahawks at home against the Texans. Now, the Texans coming off a bye, and before that, they won back-to-back games by 25 plus.
So funny that in this game, so we showed the promo picture. It was Sam Darnold and C.J. Stroud. If I told you last year, I'd be like, the guy on the right is heavily favored in this game. You'd be like, you are smoking crack right
Quarterback
now.
scales.
Or better. He's better right now.
Give us the quarterback scales, Pete.
100%. That's
Sam Darnold's better.
It's
right
like
now.
we are in an alternate reality now
right.
where the Seahawks are quarterbacked by Sam Darnold. Their offense is wildly efficient. The defense is great, and they can't figure out what the heck is going on in Houston. That being said, I got the Seattle Seahawks here at home. The 12th man showing up in a big way, too.
They haven't played as well at home as they have on the road, which is weird.
Bizarre.
I mean, that's other Mike McDonald. They've been better on the road than at home. What do they won? 9 straight on the road, and they just haven't been as good at home. Last time they played at home, the Bucs beat them. That game, they had a lot of injuries in the secondary. They might get guys back, but if they don't, their difference in this game will be that pass rush. They sacked the Jaguars they sacked Trevor Lawrence 7 times last week, and it could have been 15. They were dominant up front. They got after the quarterback, and that's a line that gave up 6 sacks going in. This Texans offensive line, not very good. This is going to be ugly for C.J. Stroud. They're going to get after him. They're going to knock him down 6, 7 times. They're going to brutalize him. I think they'll turn the ball over. I'm going to take Seattle to win.
And I got to give a huge amount of credit to this Seahawks group. Everybody, myself included, was looking at the offense to see what they were going to do this season. And obviously they've answered the bell in a big way. But that defense is the backbone, the identity, the straw that stirs the drink for the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm glad you pointed out the pass rush. In addition to that, that group's not all the way healthy. They are going to get better throughout the course of the season. And what's the weak point of that Houston Texans group? It's the O-line. You said it. So this is a combination of strengths and weaknesses that do not bode well at all for C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans.
One other thing. In a league where yards per attempt numbers have gone way down, Sam Darnold leads the league at 9.6. And it's not even close, by the way. He's bombs away. And I love that, the fact that the ball is going down the field. And he's hitting Smith and Jigba on a lot of big plays. He'll hit a couple in this game as well.
Are they the most complete team in that division, the Seahawks?
They might be. When they get the secondary healthy again, Witherspoon has to be on the field. When they get that group healthy again, they might be.
Okay, so again, 2 games on Monday Night Football. We recap the primetime picks for you.
Monday night.
From Pete and Kyle, who are now both over 500 for the season.
Let's go, Pete.
Both liking the Steelers, -5.5 against the Bengals. Pete also likes that to get loose with the lowercase L. Now the Bucs game, that's all caps loose,
That's
right?
all caps loose. That's just loose.
It's not even loose. It's just off.
Huh?
Just on the floor.
So the cap is gone on that. And they like the Seahawks. -3.5 against the Texans. They might really like that. More on that with best bets coming up. Sam Darnold slinging it around. We know they like the Seahawks, but how much? It is time for best bets, and Pete Prisco's the only one over 500 with the best bets this season.
On fire.
We're kicking all of our tails. Look at the producers.
I feel bad for the producers.
What?
Producing bad picks.
And every week it's like a prop or a team
They
total.
get too exotic with their picks.
Yeah, way too exotic.
Just pick.
You know what they need to produce? A clean drug test. They're 1 in 5, bud.
Okay.
You're only 1 game better. He's bragging. He's 2 and 4, and you're bragging on it.
I saw my parole officer today.
Pete, lead us off. You've got the honors.
Yeah, and I got the Seahawks. I just think this is a bad spot with that offensive line for the Texans. They're going to get all over C.J. Stroud. He's going to turn the ball over. I still don't. They've been better on offense. I don't believe in them. I think playing the Ravens, when they played them, that team was decimated. This team will get after the quarterback. I'll take Seattle minus the points. Go ahead.
I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks, too, on my best bet. There will be no ground gained this week between the leader and the club.
Oh, is that why you did it?
No, I didn't.
You have to gain ground.
I didn't.
That's right.
You know what?
Wait, who copied off of who?
He copied my
Here's the best bet. It'll be different from yours, okay?
All right.
It'll be the under in the Seattle and the Houston game.
Okay.
So you're picking the Seahawks.
Oh, it's going to get tight.
You're not picking 2. You're picking 1.
No, so we can
right,
potentially have some.
difference. Okay. So you're trying to catch me.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
But you really like
How's that
Seattle.
hamstring?
You really like Seattle too, though.
Oh, I like Seattle a lot.
Look at this, Pete. Seller's remorse, huh? The Browns giving up on Baker Mayfield. They're 1 and 5. His Bucs are 5 and 1. Giants giving up on Daniel Jones. They're 2 and 4. Colts are 5 and 1. Jets giving up on Sam Darnold. They're the only winless team in the NFL, and the Seahawks are 4 and 2. And you guys think they're going to roll this week?
The Daniel Jones one is fool's gold. The one that they should keep in mind is the Minnesota Vikings because he was there last year. Oh, this is great, by the way.
Wait, I thought, didn't you say we couldn't compare him to Peyton Manning?
That's what Pete said.
Yeah. You can take a comparison, and you can make me the starting guard of the Green Bay Packers at some point. Give me
Only
a
2
break.
quarterbacks have led the Colts to 5 wins in 6 weeks since Y2K. Peyton Manning and Daniel Jones.
If Pete Prisco had played in the 30s, he might have been a starting guard on the Green Bay Packers. If only that. Yeah, give me a break. What are we doing?
You would have been average height in the 30s, I think.
That's what I mean.
My play is Panthers -1.5 against the Jets. Pete doesn't like that. I know you were on
I'm
that.
obsessed with that. Can we
just-
tease
I
it
don't
to
know.
like
Panthers, they
3.5?
You tease it.
You get it to 7.5. You got to have another game now, too.
Here's the producer pick. Ready? Giants first half team total over 7.5 at the Broncos.
That's Jack. Jack came up with that one. He usually comes up with those. That's
Oh,
on
my
Jack.
God.
Analytics right there.
Remember they did Titans first half team total a couple weeks ago and didn't get it.
No, yeah, and because he didn't kick a field goal at the end of the half, and he was complaining about
I
it.
don't know that I've ever seen you guys have the same best bet.
Well, we don't. Remember, he has the under. He only
you
has
guys
one.
love
Can't
the
get two.
Love the Seahawks.
They beat him up. They beat him up.
They love us.
They do. No, they don't. They don't love me.
Thanks for watching us here on HQ Spotlight, picking every game against the spread.